A local dispute with national issues. A point will be enough to take Arsenal back to the top of the Barclaycard Premiership for the first time in 6 weeks, but a point is never quite enough for supporters on Derby Day. What a day for a goalkeeper to make his Premiership debut. Swede Rami Shaban steps up as David Seaman's deputy. Lauren is missing too, but Arsenal's attacking strength underlined by the presence of Robert Pires amongst their substitutes. 4 changes and as many surprises in the Tottenham team. Ledley King makes his seasonal debut after injury. Bunjevcevic and Etherington form a new left-wing alliance, while Jamie Redknapp returns to midfield. Anderton and Poyet amongst those left on the bench. The local picture has followed national trends in recent times. It's 3 years since Tottenham beat Arsenal. 9.5 years since they beat them here at Highbury. Ljungberg carrying the fight to Spurs. When they met almost exactly a year ago, the only issue was Sol Campbell's defection from N17 to N5. Ljungberg reaching the ball ahead of King, who's just had a couple of reserve team matches since recovering from a hip injury. His last match for Spurs was here at Highbury in April. Henry. It came off King. It might come for Bergkamp. Richards to the rescue. Still Wiltor. This is Luzhny. Gilberto. Luzhny had a fine match here against Newcastle last weekend. King seeing plenty of action on his return to action. Hooked out by Bunjevcevic. Gilberto. It's a good save by Casey Keller, going low to his left. For a moment it seemed as if it might have sat up too high for Gilberto to strike cleanly, but he had a good body shape, plenty of power behind it. Etherington. It's won a free kick, quickly taken to Keane. Communication breakdown between Etherington and Keane, but it's been won back here by Redknapp. And Shaban has to make his first save in Premiership football. The Arsenal goalkeeper said that Tuesday's Champions League dead rubber against PSV Eindhoven was the biggest game of his career. It's just been superseded. Little tight between Gilberto and Vieira, but miraculously the Arsenal skipper emerges with the ball and looks to play in. Wiltor deflected, could have gone anywhere, has gone for a throw-in. Lovely play by Vieira in the setup. Ljungberg, Cole slipped away from Davis, crossed into Wiltor, offside. You can see his disappointment and disgust. But the flag was quickly up. After Ashley Cole had managed to slip Simon Davis, and well, it's tight. He might just have been beyond the last defender. Close call. Tottenham attacking the end behind which the 3,000 supporters are gathered. Vieira Bergkamp. Here's Wiltord. Luzhny is getting beyond him. It's created a diversion. Wiltord clips it in towards Henry. Here is Luzhny. His run was not in vain. Vieira. Henry. Seen off by Freund. One back by Gilberto. Vieira to Bergkamp. Into Ljungberg! And Henry! Blocked by King. Arsenal denied first by Casey Keller and then by Ledley King, but they are living dangerously. Arsenal have started like champions. Lovely weight on the Bergkamp pass. Ljungberg reached it ahead of Keller. And a really good reaction by Ledley King. Etherington. Looking to run Luzhny. Tottenham throw. Looking to wind up a long one. Dean Richards is forward. Redknapp is trying to get Tottenham moving. Campbell was hardly going to draw out of a challenge today. Redknapp didn't care for it. Years a Tottenham player. Turn the clock back a decade, and Solskjaer Jeremiah Campbell was a Tottenham trainee. Certainly made his presence felt in that challenge. Jamie Redknapp didn't pull out either. Both showed some courage. I think they were both honest attempts to win the ball. Their feet were low, they arrived at the same time. There was a collision. Tottenham do have the free kick. A year ago tomorrow that Campbell made that rather acrimonious return to White Hart Lane. Back there again in a month's time. Carr shot. Davis. Seagon away. Then Cole. Then Vieira. Looking to calm it down, but giving Tottenham the ball back. King. Sheringham. Cole with a snapping challenge this time. No love lost or sought on Derby Day. Campbell's really fired up. Surprise, surprise. Tossed forward by Carr. Davis looking to get beyond Cole. In towards Keane. It was a good chance. First real glimpse of the Arsenal goal that Tottenham Hotspur have had. And from Simon Davis's cross, Robbie Keane made no kind of contact at all, really. Cole. There was a late challenge there on Cole by Davis. Vieira clearly would have wanted advantage to have been played. There wasn't an awful lot of contact, if any, at ground level. Their bodies came together. I just wonder, the referee had to pull Vieira back. I wonder whether he felt that he had to make a point, having stopped play. Arsenal do have a problem. Dennis Bergkamp has picked up a niggle in these opening exchanges. But no alarms. Arsenal can turn to Robert Pires as his replacement. Late challenge by Davis on Vieira. Oh, we're going to have a dismissal here. Second yellow comes out for Simon Davis. And if Tottenham didn't have enough of a problem, they've got to play more than an hour of this derby match with 10 men. Mike Riley again at the centre of a storm here as Simon Davies troops away. He did catch the kicking foot of Patrick Vieira late. There was no malice about it. He was trying to get to the ball. It was mistimed. It was a foul. A second foul. You can see what Davies feels about it all. An angry young man heading for the bath. Usually back to Pires, instant control. Rolled in a Wiltor, came off Henry. It's 2-0, no it's not. Arsenal have had a second goal disallowed. Sheringham looking to catch Shaban off his line. He was on target, just needed a little bit more elevation. He's in David Beckham territory, just inside the Arsenal half, and Shaban was just outside his 6-yard box when Sheringham struck it. It's set out at the breakneck speed that derbies do. Thierry Henry's Olympic speed produced a stunning goal. But the game itself has been rather stunned since the dismissal of Simon Davies. And at half-time it is only 1-0 to the Arsenal. Tottenham have to try to do something, and that something is the introduction of Gustavo Poyet in place of Matthew Etherington. Poyet scored a last-minute equaliser against Arsenal a year ago tomorrow. 4 of the 5 goals scored in last season's North London derbies were scored inside the last 10 minutes. It's not over till it's over. Headed by Seagon, and then by Richards. Illusiony looking for Pires. And Poyet's first contribution is a clean challenge on the Arsenal substitute. Certainly this man will increase the Tottenham goal-scoring threat if he can get forward from midfield. Looking to keep Shaban honest here, and he has to come off limits to clear. Throw it though only to Vieira. He's got forward. Henry. Wiltor. Campbell. He just couldn't resist, and it's gone straight into the Tottenham fans. Just semblance of a smile on Sol Campbell's face. Sheringham did well then, stood his ground. Freund was giving it away. Henry tried to deliver for Youngberg. A lot of bodies between them. Vieira winning it back. Poyet late. Patrick Vieira felt that. And Gus Poyet, within 4 minutes of his arrival on the field, is cautioned. Catch him, no doubt about that. Painful rap on the right shin of Patrick Vieira. Seagon, Henry. Cole trying to time his run ahead of him. Free kick given against Ashley Cole. Now the referee's called Cole towards him. He felt he was impeded initially by Carr. Sheringham has found Keane. Fairly won by Youngberg. Keane won it back with gusto. Certainly got the ball. There was certainly some feeling in Keane's challenge. Mike Riley didn't like it. All this being played out in front of the 2 benches. Well, he certainly caught some of the play, but he got a lot of the ball. And there was just the intention, really, with which he went into the challenge, which upset the referee. Will talk. Gilberto to Oleg Luzhny. Coaxed in towards the head of Thierry Henry, turned away by King, hit by Vieira, or miss-hit by Vieira. Gustavo Poyet. Jamie Redknapp. Lost it, then found it, then lost it again. Wasn't fouled. Wiltor, this is... But was Jamie Redknapp fouled? By Ljungberg, ironically. No match means more to the supporters than this one. At least the Tottenham fans can be back in their local by 6. Well, he resisted the first attempt from Ljungberg to win the ball, but he clearly felt that he was impeded. And a moment or so later, Freddie Ljungberg had made it 2-0 to Arsenal. Henry busy himself by putting Tottenham under pressure. Managed to play around him. Richards trying to force the issue. On by Poyet, and it's Dean Richards who's through on Rami Shaban. And Seagull will reach this. And Dean Richards is having a very good season for Tottenham, but he might just be the last man they wanted. Clean through on the Arsenal goalkeeper at that moment. Vieira. But it was a reminder for Arsenal. No doubt that they've got Tottenham pretty much where they want them. But a goal would ask a question or two of them. And Tottenham nearly got one. Arsenal enjoying their Ole football. Seagull. Pires, I hope you've been counting these passes. Pires with a chip. Oh, roof of the net. About 6 inches away from one of the great goals. The finish was impudent, the build-up was endless. Eternal passes interchanged before Pires changed the gear. And although he defeated Keller, he just couldn't quite get the ball to come down quickly enough to round off a marvellous Arsenal move. They really have put the shine back on their game. Anderton. Just isn't Tottenham today. Pires has managed to slip Bunjevcevic and has 3 for company. And one of them is Thierry Henry, saved by Keller. Pires, Wiltor, 3-0. Well, they were lining up to score. They are enjoying every second of this. Sylvain Wiltor adds his name to a growing list of goal scorers. It could have been Henry, it could have been Pires, but Sylvain Wiltor provided the knockdown blow. And there are still 20 minutes remaining for those Arsenal smiles to grow wider. Four goals in 4 appearances against Tottenham Hotspur at Highbury. How to win friends and influence people. That's Thierry Henry's record. He declares for now and makes way for a man who would love to add to his rather more modest Arsenal tally, Francis Jeffers, who's had just an hour Premiership football so far this season. Keane. That is a free kick to Tottenham. But a platform here. It's set up for Darren Anderton. Oh, it's a good save by Shaban. Straight at him, but with plenty of power, and it came back out with even more off his fists. Save appreciated more than by some than others inside of the ground. Oh, I know how he feels. Luzhny. I think every supporter does. Here's Pires. He's just trying to make it worse. Well, there's the contrast of Derby Day, the smile of a great player on his way back to something like his best after the sheer heartbreak that a defeat of this kind can bring on a young supporter. That's why we keep coming back. One day, son, don't worry, one day. At least the next North London derby is just 4 weeks away. Glenn Hoddle will take very little consolation from anything that's happened in this one. Arsenal are back to where they started. They will look down on the rest of the Premiership tonight via a victory over the team they love to beat most of all. A big win too, their biggest over Tottenham since 1978. Spurs have lost 3 games in a row now, 4 of the last 5. Arsenal have won 3 Premiership fixtures in a row. Lords of their manor for another month and kings of the country for another night. They've beaten Tottenham by 3-0. There aren't many neutrals inside Highbury on a day like this, but for the neutrals, the red card rather spoilt the match.
Well, for the neutrals, yes, but the referee was in a good position and he made the decision. What can you say? The guy was back to the bench and the referee was very close to the action. I didn't particularly want him to be sent off, because sometimes it's more difficult when you're down 11 against 10.
There wasn't a foul there, quite plainly, and anyone that's been in the game for a reasonable amount of time would be able to tell you that when they see it. And no, he hasn't made it anything worse than it was, because there wasn't nothing to be sincere. You know, it just was not a tackle put in. Simon's just brushed against him, hardly touching him.
That was the decision of the referee, and sometimes he's going against us. So tonight he's going in our way, and the referee take his decision and he sent him off. So he deserved it, I think.
We've witnessed some fine goals at Highbury in the last couple of years. Where does Thierry Henry's rank?
Certainly a top world-class goal to take the ball. He's one of the few strikers who can take the ball there and finish by scoring the goal. And it was an outstanding goal and at an important moment of the game.
It's a fantastic goal, but I think the second one he gave to Freddie was fantastic as well. And of course, Robert, when he gave the ball to Sylvain, who has scored the third one. That's just showing that the way and the spirit we play, and just showing that we really enjoyed the way we're playing.
Well, Arsenal did play some superb football today, Andy, but I think we should clear up some of Mike Riley's refereeing decisions. Did Simon Davies, for example, have a right to feel aggrieved at the end of that game?
Well, he certainly did, and Mike Riley's his name is going to be the one on everybody's lips in the pubs tonight and the papers tomorrow morning, with some justification. I have to say it was a particularly poor decision. Referees are easy targets for criticism, there's no doubt in that, but they can help themselves with the first decisions they make in matches. Here he should let Patrick Vieira have the advantage. He should just wave play on there. As you'll see, the Arsenal player was well away from everybody. But look here, him and the linesman, they completely get it wrong. The referee puts the whistle to his lips to blow for the free kick, then drops his hand. Now the linesman flags, and now the referee puts the whistle back to his lips and blows for the free kick. He's not 100% sure. If you're not sure, err on the side of caution. Don't dish out a yellow card. I think, and look, and that just justifies it for me. There's absolutely no contact whatsoever, and it's a really poor decision. Now, this is the one that Simon Davies eventually walks for. It's just an honest challenge in the middle of the park. It's not over the top. Yes, he's caught Patrick Vieira, but I don't think there's anything nasty or cynical in that at all. And knowing the player, you've only got to look at his reaction there. He's absolutely devastated. It's a really, really poor decision, and he's left himself nowhere to go with a bad first yellow card. This was actually before that incident. This is Jamie Redknapp going well over the top on Sol Campbell. That's a bookable offence. That there is no question for me that is foot up.
And that's before Simon Davies's
absolutely
card, so
that should have been given. This is second half. Robbie Keane. Yes, the Tottenham players are understandably frustrated. They're 3-0 down and they're getting well beaten. That there, look, it's ploughed through from Lundberg from behind. That should be a yellow card, but nothing given. And I can only say that that you know, I'm sure Glenn Hoddle will be looking at all of this and will be relishing, you know, getting that card rescinded.
Inconsistency in that game, and you can see Mike Riley there tops the table of red cards given out for referees from the start of last season.
Yeah.
It's not a record you really want to have, though, is it, as a referee?
Not at all. Gabby, as a footballer, you keep putting in poor performances, you're going to find yourself out of the team. Now, Mike Riley, if he keeps making decisions like he's doing at the moment, I'm afraid he's going to find himself refereeing in the Nationwide League again. There's no doubt about it.
On a more positive note, Arsenal really didn't need any favours today, did they? Because when he was sent off, they were 1-0 up and playing some good football.
I don't think Spurs would have won if they'd have had 12 men on the field today. Arsenal were that good. I mean, their play was superb, and they had chance after chance. This is Thierry Henry. This is the first goal. Look at the ball is actually at the top left-hand corner of your screen with Stefan Freund. It's a throw into Tottenham. They're applying the pressure. They've got men on the edge of the area, Anchor in the box. They've got players behind the ball, marking Henry and Bergkamp, and Stephen Carr at the bottom of the screen there by the halfway line. Everything looks set there to attack. Now, this is Arsenal for you. They'll break on you so quickly. Now, once Thierry Henry has got the other side of Etherington, Stephen Carr has got the worst job in football right now. He's got the quickest player in the league going to be bearing down on him very, very quickly, and he's got a decision to make. Does he go and confront Henry, or does he back off towards his own goal? He takes the latter option to try and buy some time, but the rest of the Tottenham players, they just can't catch up. They can't get him, he's too quick. I think Stephen Carr now is in a position maybe to force Thierry Henry toward Bunjacevic there at the left back. He doesn't do that, and again Henry keeps the ball, and actually you've got to now give the Arsenal players so much credit, because he wriggles past 2 or 3 players there, and look at it, this is at ground level. I mean, watch him go. There is no catching him, and you can send goal. I wouldn't want to be too overcritical of Stephen Carr, because, as I said, it's a horrible job to have.
Take nothing away from Henry. And Vieira, another player today who didn't drop his standards last week. The Newcastle players were eulogising about him, weren't they?
Well, Gary Speed said in the 1-0 defeat against Arsenal, he's probably just about the best midfielder he's ever played against, and he certainly looked like it last week, and again this week, absolutely superb. When him and his sidekick Gilberto get together, they could possibly be the best midfield partnership in the world. Great, knocks it between 2 players here. Now he runs straight at the defenders, and his timing of the pass is to perfection inside the full-back, and Will Torres should have crossed that first time. But he had everything in his game today, tackling, passing. Here we see him again, collects the ball in the middle of the park, knocks it into the front man, away he goes, he's on his bike. Look at that, 50, 60 yards, keeps going, sees where the space is in behind the defence, and he's very unlucky not to go on the end of that. Again, he takes the ball in positions where other midfielders don't want it. Yeah. He knocks it to Seagan there. He doesn't really want that back, you know, he's under pressure, he's got players around him, he's got the confidence to take it, and nutmeg, and he actually has a good tackle there with his left foot. Mike Riley thinks that's a foul. He was just absolutely magnificent today, and I think the pairing of him and Gilberto will take a bit of beating.
And Arsenal apparently over their bad patch.
Very much so.